Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and we have a really interesting one today. So Genesis 2 has just released, and obviously you've got all the new dinos. Well, let me introduce you to the most important dino that you are ever going to tame. This is the Maywing. Now, it is by far one of the most important things that you're ever going to have access to, simply due to one reason. It is going to make the breeding life of Ark a joke. Now, I do enjoy that because I've never understood why we have this ability to feed the juvenile and adolescent babies, but not the actual babies. So, yeah, introduce the Maywing. Now, they are pretty easy to tame. You literally just take out a net gun and you can just, walk up to one and be like, I want you, Pikachu, and boom, it's down all of a sudden, and, you're just good to go. Now, you just take out your tranq gun and boom, you go ahead and narc it up. And then it's knocked out and you're good to go. Now obviously I didn't want to narc this one, so that's why I didn't actually do that. But that being said, it's very, very simple to tame them. They are not hard at all. And then you should just tame some max level ones, because having some bred versions of these, I suppose, or just in general, not bred, I suppose, just in general, having the high level ones of these is very, very, very valuable. Now, the reason it's so valuable, you can see I'm walking around with 4 baby animals in my, whatever you want to call them, I'd say baskets. Now, the Maywing has the ability to literally raise these 4 baby creatures as long as they're within 1,000 units of it. You can see the nursing range is 1,000, which is pretty convenient, all things being considered. So, what we're going to do is I can go ahead and show you how to actually, use this thing. If you hold E on it, it opens up your radial wheel. Now you can remove individual passengers and say, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, doesn't actually matter. Or you can pick one up or drop all of the babies. Now you can also see that, boom, we've dropped them all, good to go. Now you can also disable the nursing effect if you don't. I don't know why you would ever do that. But, I mean, you could if you really wanted to, and that's how you enable it as well. But as long as you have stuff in their inventory, it will feed these baby dinosaurs nearby. Now you can see that because they've got the little, eating out of the tro thing nearby them, or the trough, whatever you want to say it. I still think it's tro, but that's me. And that is how the Maywing actually feeds these things. It's very, very simple. As long as they're within 1,000 units, you are good to go. Now, you can see the little things above their head just to make sure you can see that. And that's as easy as it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you another reason why these things are so important. One, they're really fun because they actually move really quickly. They can't, get some good speed by going up, but they don't, they hit the ground and they can do this, slide effect and damage as they go. And they're pretty cool. Now, they can't generate their own air, which is kind of sucky, but, there are ways to actually make them work a little bit better. So as long as you actually, jump, they get a good little bit of boost. So they're pretty easy to use. They are not special. They're like a rock drake, but more complicated to fly, if that makes sense. And that's about the easiest way to describe how you fly these things, because you just jump and they'll coast. But a rock drake can zoom. This guy kind of slides with passion on the ground. Yeah, that's about the best way I can describe it. So, now what's so crazy about them is because if you are raiding somebody or you happen to run into someone's baby dinosaur, or someone's like, oh, how am I supposed to take care of this, blah, 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 you can actually claim a wild baby dinosaur or just a enemy's baby dinosaur, and it is very valuable to know how to do that. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you how. So first off, we have to make ourselves a baby dinosaur that's not our friendly here. I'm going to go ahead and input a spawn code for that to happen. And all of a sudden we have a baby Bronto and a lovely Dilophosaur that has volunteered for this. And thank you so much, Maywing. Really, you had to do that? What if I would have just, wanted to tame that thing? Alright, so anyways, you can see that we have a baby Brontosaurus right here. Now, if you hit your tertiary attack, which is C on PC, it'll go ahead and nab that thing and put it and claim it for you and place it in one of its little satchel sacks, whatever you want to call it. The bag. It's going to place it in the bag for you. Now, you can do that with up to 4 dinosaurs and then immediately drop one. So you can do it with an infinite number of dinosaurs. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what I mean by that, because it has 4 unique... What? Oh, that's why. I was like, why did that just happen? So you can literally just walk up to these things. I'll hit C, and then we've claimed the Carbonemus. And that is literally, it doesn't get any easier than that. And that is how you claim them. And you can just speed off into oblivion. Now, this is a great way for not only trades and stuff like that, but Just in general, if you're rating somebody, one of the worst things is when you're like, oh, those taming lines, I wish I could, take one of them. Well, now you can. Come on, really, Parasaur, you got to be like that? And you can just walk into somebody's base and take their breeding lines. So that's going to be hugely important. Not only that, but it actually saves you that. Where did it go? Oh no. Oh no. Did I just like poof it? I don't see it. I had one. But anyways, you can just like pick up a breeding line now, and it's very, very easy, both for trading purposes and for the actual purpose of there's one. Okay, that'll be a cool one to have. Boop. And he's a baby. And he's mine. So, you can have up to 4. You can see that I've got the 3 travel little partners near me right now, and we're going to make that 4. And you can just immediately pop them out and then steal literally every single baby that somebody has in this game, and that's really, really useful, obviously, because if you're rating somebody, you want to keep some of the breeding lines, and this guy will allow you to do that. Not only that, but I mean, think about it. You have now the ability to quite literally have something to raise the baby, so like just the grind of breeding an Arc is no longer a major thing. You're still gonna have to worry about imprinting, but still, it's highly, highly useful to actually be able to use one of these things and be able, I mean, first off, being able to fly them. They are insanely fast once you figure them out. Now, I am not good with one of these, so I'm not gonna act like I am, but they do quite a bit of damage when they do that little downfall as well. Now, they are very useful. I mean, honestly, I think that I would put them in one of the most important dinosaurs to have, because now, assuming you're raiding somebody's base, I just hop off if I really want to, and I say, hey, let's go ahead and drop all of them. And now, it's nursing all of them in range. Wow. You can literally create yourself a little baby army. And that's really important for these things. Wow, it's getting dark. Set time of day 10. Now, you can see that these things are really, really important to have. Not necessarily for their PvP uses. They are pretty good scouting tames because all around they're really, really quickly. And they can, really move really quickly. And they can gather a ton of berries in early game. It's not something late game that you're going to want to be using for berries, but I mean, for the most part, they do have a decent ability to gather some berries and stuff like that. Nothing great by any means. Obviously, you're going to get outdone by a Brontosaurus and pretty much anything that's meant for berry gathering, like Stegos, stuff like that. But these guys are really, really good early game tames. And then late game, it doesn't really get much better than helping you raise the babies and feed babies nearby. And as long as you have food in their inventory and make sure that the actual nursing is enabled, boom, you've got yourself a free baby raiser. And that's pretty important because that's going to save you a lot of time. So anyways, really, hopefully this helps you out. And other than that, you need to go get yourself a Maywing, not only because they're really useful, because they're a lot of fun to fly around on. Their stats get pretty good too. I really just want to show you this because their base stats, not that great, but you can crank up their weight, and that's what I would really focus on if I was you, because the more weight they have, the more stuff they can carry for your little babies nearby. And I would crank that all the way up, because the more berries and meat you can put in this thing, the better off you are. And then obviously, nursing effectiveness, you might want to raise that just a little bit. That's just a hint, but that's me. So raising that nursing effectiveness as well as the weight on this thing is very, very important. I would almost split it between the two. I mean, if you've got the ability to constantly put berries and stuff into the Maywing, I would argue that I would put almost all of it in a nursing effectiveness, because that's going to increase your ability to raise babies. So, you know, that's me. So it is a tame that you absolutely require, because look at this. When I pump up that 3 points, the nursing range goes up. So if you have a really high range on these things, it's going to help you out quite a bit. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. And other than that, teach. Ow.